how do you see these fitting together in a modern architecture for big data?
Yeah, sure. So I think, like you said, yeah, I'm not going to replace Elasticsearch. You can see, and we started with it, right? So Elasticsearch is very good for search. We're not going to replace it. You can see if we look at the kind of a reference for modern architecture at many organizations, that Elasticsearch is still there for doing full text search. But if we look at the entire architecture from high level overview, then you can see that if you look at the way that data is flowing through the system, so you have your data sources that are usually feeding your data delivery systems like Kafka or Kinesis. From there, you have some kind of data processing like Spark and Flink and EMR that can feed your data lake, which can be S3 or GCS, HDFS, etc. And from there, you can directly feed your analytics tool, which would then be Imply. So you can see that you can directly ingest the data from Kafka or Kinesis or from your data lake. And so Imply as your operational analytics tool would be situated here, right beside your search tool, which in most cases will be the ELK stack. So no, we're not going to replace Elasticsearch for search. But as they themselves said in blog, let's do one thing and do it well. So that's why I think Imply is situated in your architectural kind of stack.
Yeah, one thing that I think we didn't mention, but I'll bring it up. I think we mentioned it in like 3 words, but we mentioned multi-cloud, and I just wanted to point out that the deployment options are you can deploy Imply into a VPC on any of the major cloud vendors. We also have also the Imply Cloud Service, which provides essentially a managed service out of your VPC with us managing it in AWS environments. And if you're old school and still using bare metal servers or purely private cloud for regulatory security reasons, that's also supported. So we're pretty flexible in terms of how we can deploy pretty much into any environment. So, I mean, given all this, how does it all net out then? I mean, I think it's fairly straightforward looking at this architecture diagram, but if you could maybe put a bow on it, Itai, as we like to say here in the US.
Yeah, so I think that what we'll probably do in our, if we were an organization where we need to have our complete stack. So like I said, we'll definitely have some sort of ELK stack for search, maybe also for, logs monitoring. Probably we'll need to kind of limit ourselves depending on how much we are willing to spend in terms of how much time we'll store the logs for, but definitely not for general purpose analytics. And what we'll need to do is consider Imply for infrastructure metrics, but really, many analytics applications that require very fast or interactive unplanned queries at high concurrency. And we spoke about, a few use cases varying from, fraud detection to ad tech to network performance. And there are really like a huge variety of use cases